March along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might. And the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won. And the army goes rolling along. And it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cages loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. And it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the canes on its front. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. I'm thrilled to be back in the great state of Mississippi. We're here today to discuss a landmark prison reform bill called the First Step Act. So important. This legislation will help former inmates re-enter society as productive, law-abiding citizens, and it has tremendous support, no matter where we go. Tremendous support, beyond anything I would have expected. We're grateful to be joined by Vice President Mike Pence. Mike, thank you very much. Governor Phil Bryant. Phil, great job you've done. Senator Roger Wicker. Where's Roger? Roger right here. Roger, come here, Roger. Give me five. You've been a tremendous help. Senator, and we can almost say Senator-elect, you want to know the truth, but you have been there and you've done a great job. And hopefully it will be Senator-elect, because tomorrow we're going to elect her. And we have a tremendous race going on, and Cindy Hyde-Smith has been fantastic, and she's been not only a great candidate, but she's been really an outstanding person in Washington for the short time and now for a long time, for many years, we hope, Cindy. So good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr.
Good luck
President.
tomorrow. Senator Lindsey Graham, who's my friend and done a fantastic job, especially with the hearings on Justice Kavanaugh. That was an amazing moment, I will tell you. Jared Kushner has worked so hard on what we're here about tonight. Jared, thank you. Fantastic job. And a number of the tremendous Mississippi law enforcement leaders who will be talking in a little while. I think we're going to be hearing some of their comments and suggestions, Phil, and I look forward to that. The First Step Act has been a great bipartisan effort, and I look forward to continuing to be partners with Cindy and all of the people, Roger, the people of Mississippi who have worked so hard on legislation, and this legislation in particular. What we'll have here is communities will be safer by helping inmates gain the skills that they need to obtain jobs and stay out of prison after they are released, which has been a tremendous topic. I think we've helped a lot because the economy is so good that a lot of people that would not have had a chance, Phil, you know this, that they would not have had a chance, they're now getting jobs. And the people that are hiring these people are saying some incredible things. I guess not in all cases, but in many cases, right?
That's right.
It's not in all cases for anyone, but frankly, they are getting phenomenal reviews, so that's really good. So the economy is a big factor. Enact reasonable sentencing reforms to ensure fairness while keeping dangerous criminals off the street. So important. And revitalize our criminal justice system to be tough on crime, but also smart on crime. So I think what I'd like to do is maybe just go around, and I'd love to start with you because you have done such a great job. Phil's told me all about you, and maybe I'd like to start with you and hear your ideas and any suggestions on the bill.
Mr. President,
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity to be taking part in such a most important conversation, criminal justice reform,
Yes.
and being a member of the correctional system, the leader of the correctional system, recognizing that there had to be a shift in our focus from true incarceration to rehabilitation and reentry. We've done tremendous efforts in Mississippi with our criminal justice reform legislation that we passed in 2014, House Bill 585, that was sweeping criminal justice reform to address those issues of sentencing reform, to look at who we're incarcerating, the reasons that we're incarcerating those people, and for the length of those sentences, recognizing that not everyone belongs in the criminal justice system
Right.
in prison, and that we had to have some alternatives to incarceration. So with the support of Governor Bryan and our legislative body, we've made some great changes in our process. The department now has more reentry services, and we know that it takes resources to be able to do that. That vocational training, we have to address all of those issues that cause people to recidivate. We have to address their housing needs, their employment needs, their educational needs, and their substance abuse and mental health needs. Our correctional system in Mississippi has approximately 19,400 people in it. We were able to divert that population with our criminal justice reform legislation. From 2013, we were projected to grow well over 23,000 people. We've made some successes in reducing our population to 19,004, but we have much more work to do. And so with all of those measures that we're trying to put in place, like you said, being smart on crime reduction, that we're addressing their reentry needs and making sure that they have vocational training when they leave our system, making sure that we are getting them transitional housing so that they have a place to go once they leave, and that we're making sure that we address all of those needs. Our system has approximately 2/3 of it that have substance abuse issues,
Right.
whether it be alcohol-related issues or substance abuse. And so we knew that we had to expand what we were doing from an alcohol and drug treatment standpoint. We were able to get a grant, and I don't want to talk too long, Mr. President.
No, that's
but
okay. No, it's very
yeah,
fascinating what you
we
said.
had
Great story.
Yeah, no, you go ahead. She's very passionate and really knowledgeable. That's very nice. Go ahead,
I
please.
appreciate it. We were able to get a grant with the Department of Mental Health. And with that grant, we're able to service people with co-occurring disorders, those with both the mental health and substance abuse issues. And in 2016, we were able to get a $600,000 grant for the state of Mississippi to address those needs. We've done so well with those measures, they've extended our grant, and so we've extended for 3 years to
Great.
expand in other counties across the state to address those needs. And so we recognize that unless we deal with that population from a mental health and substance abuse standpoint,
Right.
we're going to lose. And so we're expanding our services in that regard. But we're also addressing the vocational training. That is a great need. Like you talk about that second chance employment, that the private sector has now got on board with us and said, okay, what can we do to help you re-employ these people that are leaving our correctional system? We know that anywhere from 90 to 95% of the people in our system are coming back to our communities. So we want to make sure that they're coming back better than they were when they were in our system. So we're making sure they get that vocational training that they need. One new program that we had, and I think the governor's proud of it, is our CDL program, because we know the trucking industry is one of those industries that employs a lot of people returning to the communities. And so
Commercial driver's license.
that's right. That's right. So with those commercial driver's licenses, we're going to be able to employ a lot of people leaving our correctional system. So the construction industry, the trucking industry, as well as the factory-related businesses. Nissan has come on as a very good partner of ours. The Brown Bottling Group, all of those industries have said we're willing to offer second chance employment. So we recognize that as a benefit to the department, and we're going to continue to do more of that in expanding those programs, but recognizing that it's going to take the resources, that you have to invest in corrections in order for us to realize that those great benefits. And we're doing that with the help of the governor and others in the state of Mississippi. And so we're on track to ultimately save the state $264 million over a 10-year period.
And better lives.
That's right. To make more taxpayers than tax burdens, and that's what we're all focused on doing. And investing in corrections and investing in the criminal justice system is ultimately investing in true public safety and crime reduction, and that's what we're all about.
Boy, that is so great. Such passion too.
Well,
it's really a fantastic job you just did, and the level of that is really. Would you say, Lindsay, that is great passion, and that's why you're so good at what you're doing. And I've heard you've had tremendous success. Phil told me about it. I want to just thank you very much.
Thank you.
Beautiful job. Really beautiful job.
Thank you.
Phil, how about you saying a couple of words?
You know, you've heard from me, and Police did such a good job, Commissioner Hall. But these ladies here have a very special. You've got a prosecutor and a Miss Mississippi. Now, and that's really an example, along with corrections and law enforcement, of who would support this bill. So maybe we could hear from a tough district attorney and Angel, if you'll talk a little bit about the president from a prosecutorial side.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
As prosecutors, we basically have two categories of offenders we deal with. We've got the violent, habitual, major drug traffickers that need to be in prison to protect society. But then we've got this category of people who are low risk and who can be rehabilitated. And so criminal justice reform in Mississippi is working. What they did for us is they left intact our ability to deal with these dangerous offenders and keep them in prison, but opened the door for more people to be eligible for alternative sentencing, like the recidivism reduction program in MDOC, or our drug courts. Our drug courts are a Mississippi success story. And so those are things that are important to prosecutors. I can tell you that it's working here, and I believe that your act is going to work as well.
That's fantastic.
As you can probably tell, is a pretty special
Young lady.
Right.
She said a few challenges in life, but her platform as Miss Mississippi is to take on this corrections reform, and we love her to death, and we're so very proud of her.
I want me to speak. I do a lot, and I've seen a lot, and I'm very fond of this bill because I see the impact that it can have, and the most important thing, when it comes to inmates, is reintegrating them into society and them being successful and reducing the recidivism rate, which is incredible. And so I think this will be very beneficial, honestly. You see the amount of people that get arrested and end up right back in there, but if they are able to attain a job and be productive citizens, then there's hope in a future. And then, of course, public safety. People aren't as threatened by people who are being productive citizens and, helping society.
Well, that's really good. Thank you very much, both. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Phil,
Ron Mattis chairs the governor's faith-based initiative and has done such a great job working with churches and synagogues and all of those faith-based organizations. And Ron, we'll let you talk just a moment about our faith-based effort in the prisons.
Thank you, Governor, Mr. President,
Thank you.
Vice President. I was excited to come here tonight because I think that the faith community is one of the most natural partners in addressing this issue. As I've traveled the state after the governor pioneered founding a faith advisory council in Mississippi, I've found a lot of churches who are involved in this process and we're wanting more tools to be able to help these folks who are frankly getting out of the system and not knowing exactly how to become productive members of society. In some ways, the system created a glass wall where they could see what productive citizens are, and yet they couldn't fully participate because they don't have a place to live or they don't have proper ID or some of these just kind of basic things that go into being productive citizens. So, Governor Bryant, we joined in the last legislative session in working towards passing criminal justice reform, working on some sentencing, some of the things that you've mentioned. And we're really just excited to take the next step. As reviewing the First Step Act, it does make many of those steps. So I just think the faith community is ready and willing and able, and it's a wonderful opportunity to serve kind of as a bridge from government and the Department of Corrections to the faith community, who really has a passion for this. Nothing could be more central to the gospel than helping those being restored and finding a place in society that's productive. So we've got a great team. We've got a rabbi. We've got members from the Baptist faith, from the Catholic faith, from the Pentecostal faith, because at the end of the day, we're all in this to serve and to find a solution so that Mississippi is a better place for all of its citizens. So I'm excited to be here because I see both the state leadership and the federal leadership pointing in that direction. So thank you for your leadership, Governor. Thank you for the opportunity.
I appreciate it very much.
Marshall Fisher is our Commissioner of the Department of Public Safety, Navy veteran, spent most of his career in Drug Enforcement Administration working for the federal government. I was able to not only bring him on managing the Department of Corrections, but talked him into being Commissioner of the Department of Public Safety. He's a lifelong law enforcement officer, one of the best I know. Commissioner, I'm going to turn to you for comments.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for being here, and thank you for including law enforcement in this important conversation. Being a 40-plus year law enforcement man, we're hard-headed sometimes, and we're hard to get to the table. And
I told them that.
You did. But it is important. We in Mississippi, as you can see, we work as a team, and our most important asset here is coordination and collaboration. And I'm an old dinosaur that didn't think the way I think now. We realize now in law enforcement we can't arrest our way out of these situations. We realize there are people that need to be in prison. But for the most part, there are a lot of people out there that we can put back on the street with investment in transitional housing, with investment in alcohol and drug treatment, drug courts, mental health courts. And these are things that guys like me didn't believe in years ago. But now we do. I'm telling you, we do believe in this, and it's important. And we do have a team here. It's a collaborative effort. The Department of Corrections Commissioner and I talk on a weekly basis, if not bi-weekly. Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing.
That's very well said.
Thank you for what you're doing.
So you're now a believer. You wouldn't have been a believer 10 years ago, maybe.
I wouldn't have been a believer 5 years ago.
That's fantastic.
But,
So what changed your mind?
The governor asked me to come back in the state service, and I ran the Department of Corrections, or maybe it ran me for a couple of years. And I have a unique perspective. I'm a retired DEA agent. I was a police officer before that. I've been able to see things from different sides, and it was a wake-up call for me, and I feel
great.
blessed that I had that opportunity.
It's very nice to know. Really is very nice to know. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Finally, our Lincoln County Sheriff, Sheriff Rushing, is now president of the Sheriff's Association. You know how I feel about sheriffs. My first real job was working for a sheriff. So, Sheriff.
All right, folks, so we have footage from inside the White House. So give me a second as I put it up on your screen. Thank you so much for choosing us as your stream of choice. You're going to see a screen on your screen that says live stream starting soon as I get it ready for you folks here. So give me a second. And it looks like the old group, or the group that we saw earlier, is singing some songs again. So that's pretty interesting. Here we go. All right, so give me a second as I put it up on your screen. All right, folks, so this is live footage. This is not from earlier. Again, this is live right now. And we're gonna watch right now. I'll see you guys on the chat. Please share this live stream on social media.
Hashem melech, Hashem Hashem melech, Hashem malach, Hashem yimdor yolam va'ed. Hashem melech, Hashem malach, Hashem yimdor yolam va'ed. Hashem melech, Hashem malach, Hashem yimdor yolam va'ed. Harel Hashem Elokim, Yagalenu v'tzodah. Harel Hashem Elokim, Yagalenu
All right, folks, so this is live footage. This is not from earlier. I know I had to time someone out on the chat. This is not a rerun. This is not from earlier. This is live right now happening at the White House. So enjoy, and the president should be coming out soon.
Thank you so much. We are Y Studs a cappella, a Jewish a cappella group from New York. As I'm sure you're wondering, Y Studs is short for yeshiva students, obviously. We are so excited to celebrate Hanukkah with all of you here at the White House. This next song is Lu Yehi, Let It Be, where we take the beautiful melody of the Beatles song Let It Be and apply the lyrics from Israeli composer Naomi Shemer for Lu Yehi.
יש מפרש לבן באופק מול ענן שחור כבד כל שנבקש הוא יהי ואם בחלונות הערב הנרות החג רועד כל שנבקש הוא יהי כל שנבקש לו יהי לו יהי לו יהי ענה לו יהי כל שנבקש לו יהי. And when the broken hearted people living in this world agree, there will be an answer. Let it be. Oh, let it be. And though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer. Let it be. Oh, let it be. Let it be. Let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be. Oh, let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be. Oh, let it be.
Thank you, thank you. This next song is called Don't Let Me Down. It's actually from our Hanukkah video a couple of years back, and it's a great example of where we like to take a popular song from the radio and use those same lyrics and channel them towards our religious thoughts and themes, and you'll notice some Hanukkah themes in there as well, so I hope you enjoy Don't Let Me Down.
Crashing, hit a wall right now. I need a miracle. Hurry up now, I need a miracle. Stranded, reaching out. I call your name, but you're not around. I say your name, but you're not around. I need you right now. I need you right now. So don't let me down. I think I'm losing my mind now. It's in my head. God, how I hope that you'll be here when I need you the most. So don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Running out of time. I really thought you were by my side, but now there's nobody by my side. I need you right now. So don't let me down. I think I'm losing my mind now. It's in my head. God, how I hope that you'll be here when I need you the most. So don't let me down. Oh, don't let me down. Please, God, pull us closer. No, I think I'm losing my light now. Yeah. No, I think I'm losing my light now. Yeah. No, I think I'm losing my light now. Yeah. La Yehudim Ha'itorah. I need you right now. Said I need you right now. So don't let me down. I think I'm losing my mind now. It's in my head. God, how I hope that you'll be here when I need you the most. So don't let me down. Don't let me down. Thank you so much for having us. We are Wise Studs a cappella. It's an honor to sing for you here at the White House this Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah, everybody.
that teleprompter. That's what he'll read off of that. Trump reads from that. His speech is from exactly.
Testing 1 2 3 4 5. Audio check. Testing 1 2 3 4 5. Audio check 1 2.
All right, folks, thank you very much for joining us and choosing us as your stream of choice. If you'd like to help out Golden State Times, please share this live stream on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Gab, on any of those social media sites. It's greatly appreciated because each one of these live streams helps Golden State Times stay on the air. So thank you so much for your continued support, your sharing, and all that stuff. If you like our coverage, then make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell. That way you get notified next time we go live. There's going to be a bunch of live streams tomorrow, folks, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Also, if you would like to know tomorrow's President Trump's schedule, we will be publishing that on our website at goldenstatetimes.com in just a few minutes as we get it from the White House itself. We get the schedule for the president directly from Sarah Sanders. So whenever she sends it, then we will publish it. So thank you so much for tuning in. Also, if you'd like to help out Golden State Times continue operation here on YouTube, the link is in the description below. And we'd like to thank you for all of your contributions and also for the shares that we get on social media. Thank you so much. I want to give a quick thank you to Betty and Clara for your support through PayPal. All of those supports, all those contributions help us continue operation here on YouTube and also on our website, goldenstatetimes.com. We publish tons and tons of articles on our website. We do have a website, folks. It's goldenstatetimes.com. Again, that's goldenstatetimes.com. Most of the stuff that we do not cover here on YouTube, we cover it on our website. So that helps us too. So thank you so much for your contributions and for helping Golden State Times continue operation both here on YouTube and on our website. If you'd like to help us out, the link is in the description below. So thank you so much in advance.
Comes back, are you going to hang out with him? Our crew isn't in until they're not here until noon. They're in at 11.
of the United States and Mrs. Trump, accompanied by Andrew Pollack, Julie Phillips, and Hunter Pollack.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much. And it's a wonderful evening in a beautiful house called the White House. And thank you for being here. Melania and I are honored to welcome you to the White House and to wish all of you a very, very happy Hanukkah. We're joined tonight by our fantastic Vice President, Mike Pence, and our Second Lady, Karen. Thank you, Karen. Mike, thank you very much. I also want to thank my daughter, Ivanka, and my son-in-law, Jared, for joining us. Strong supporters of Israel. I'm also proud that the Jewish faith is so deeply woven into the fabric of my family. It's a great honor, I will tell you. Thank you. I want to take a moment to recognize Melania for everything that she's done to make the White House such a beautiful and special place for this sacred season. Thank you, honey. Well, I thought I lost her for a second. Thank you. Also joining us tonight are several of our great cabinet members. Secretary Steve Mnuchin. Where's Steve? Steve, thank you. Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. Where's Rod? Where's Rod? Rod, where are you? Why? He's entitled to a much better location than that. Thank you, Rod, very much. And FDA Administrator Scott Gottlieb. Scott, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Scott. Thanks as well to Israel's ambassador, a friend of mine, a great gentleman, Ron Dermer, for being here. Ron. Thank you, Ron, very much. Tonight, we are especially grateful to be joined by the Pollack family, who lost their beloved daughter, Meadow, in a horrific Parkland shooting earlier this year. I've gotten to know him, and he's a great, great gentleman. I will tell you, great father, great man. To Meadow's father, Andrew, and to her stepmom, Julie, her brother, Hunter, you honor us with your presence and you inspire us with your courage, and thank you so much for being here, the whole family. We cannot imagine your sorrow, your pain. I was there with you. You went through so much and you're going through so much. But we promise to hold the memory of beautiful Meadow and every Parkland victim in our hearts forever. We are gathered together this evening to commemorate the triumph of the Jewish people in the face of terrible oppression. Hanukkah is the story of Jewish patriots who fought to reclaim their freedom more than 2,000 years ago. The Maccabees defeated a tyrant and a massive army and restored the Holy Temple. After their victory, they found only enough oil to light the lamp in the temple for a single night. Yet the light burned brightly for 8 nights, the miracle of Hanukkah. This year, we light the menorah. We reflect upon the extraordinary resilience of the Jewish people in the face of centuries of oppression. Our thoughts also turn to the victims and survivors of the anti-Semitic attack on the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh. I was there, and it was horrible, and the rabbi was great. He was a tremendous gentleman. In the wake of these evil murders, Americans of all backgrounds have come together to express our unwavering determination to extract the vile poison of anti-Semitism from our world. Throughout history, we have seen that no darkness can overcome the light of the Jewish faith, and that no evil can overcome the unbreakable spirit of the Jewish people. So true. My administration will always stand in solidarity with our Jewish brothers and sisters, and we will always stand strong with our cherished friend and partner, the State of Israel. We are confronting the Iranian menace that threatens the United States and Israel and the civilized world. We must never allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. We will not. They are constantly screaming as loud as they can, death to America, death to Israel. It will not be our death. I promise you that. Last year, I withdrew from the horrible Iran nuclear deal and imposed the toughest ever sanctions on the Iranian regime. And it's a very much different country today than it was when I took office, that I can tell you. And exactly 1 year ago today, I know most of you don't care about this, at my direction, the United States recognized the true capital of Israel and quickly moved the American embassy to Jerusalem. And I'll tell you what, we also got it built. They came to me with a price of more than $1 billion to build the embassy. And I said, that sounds like a lot for a one-story building. But it was truly $1 billion. It was in excess of $1 billion. I was supposed to sign it. They were going to start looking for land and everything. And I called David Friedman, the great ambassador. And I said, David, they want me to spend $1 billion on an embassy, and it's going to take forever. It would have taken forever. And he said, you know what? We have a building that we already own that's the best location in Jerusalem, that's set back in terms of safety, and I think we could renovate it. Could I call you back? I said, call me back. And he called me back about a week later. He said, sir, I think we can do it for $180,000. I said, well, I said, David, first time I've ever said this in my entire life. I said, David, that's too cheap. It doesn't sound right. You've got to spend more. How about $400,000 or $500,000? And we ended up spending about $400,000. We used Jerusalem stone, which if you're in the real estate business, you know that's one of the most expensive stones you can get. And I'll tell you what, we have got, and we opened 4 months later, the most beautiful embassy you've seen. Now, someday they'll probably spend $1 billion and build it, but it won't be as nice as what we have. We have a great embassy in the best location in Jerusalem, and we got it open. Brad, we got it open quickly, right? So I'm very honored by that. I also am honored that Charlie Kushner and Cyril are here, my friends, my great friends. They have been incredible, truly incredible people. In a few moments, we will light the menorah. As we do, we will remember Meadow Pollack and all of the precious lives stolen from us this year. And we will pledge our resolve to confront hatred and violence in all of its evil forms. In 1970, and I should say in 1790, would like to have him around today, wouldn't we? George Washington. We could use George Washington, but hopefully we won't need him. We'll let him be a very blessed memory. But George Washington wrote to one of America's earliest Jewish communities, the Hebrew congregation of Newport, Rhode Island. He said, America is a government erected by the majesty of the people, which to bigotry gives no sanction. That was a great statement from a man from a long time ago. Today we renew our resolve to defend religious liberty, to cherish the dignity of every child of God, and to always celebrate the extraordinary gifts that the Jewish people have given to America and to the world. And I just want to say thank you very much. You're very special, great people. I am so proud, as I said, to have you, Jared, Ivanka, to have Jared in our family with all of his relatives and all of our friends is a great thing. Very proud of it. I'm very proud of Jared. So let me just say, once again, it's an honor to have you in the White House, and happy Hanukkah. Before we light the menorah, I would like to ask another great friend of mine, somebody I got to know very well, tough and strong, and what a heart, to please come up and say a few words. Andrew Pollack. Andrew? Please. Thank you.
President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump, thank you so much for inviting my family and myself here tonight. I think it's fitting to celebrate Hanukkah here in the Trump White House. I see a lot of parallels between what happened in ancient Israel and what is happening now. Ancient Judea's ruling class had turned their back on what made our people great. They thought the Greeks were on the side of progress, and they no longer believed that their nation was founded on revealed truth. They saw the Torah as irrational and Judaism as backwards. The Maccabees were Kohens, Levitical priests descended from Aaron. They fought on the side of the righteousness. Nobody thought they could retake Jerusalem, but they had God and truth on their side. They reconquered Jerusalem and drove out the corrupt ruling class. And then they cleansed and rededicated the temple. And they got it done under budget and ahead of schedule. The Jewish people would not have survived if the Maccabees had lost. They have a special place among the Jewish people because they never stopped fighting for God and our future. Mr. President, despite the pundits and so-called experts who said you couldn't, you have retaken Washington for the American people. You are the greatest friend that the Jewish people have ever had in the White House. Not only because you recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and followed through on your promise to move the embassy to Jerusalem, but because you understand the spirit of Hanukkah within your heart. You're a fighter, and you understand that in order for America to survive, we have to keep on winning. Ever since I lost my daughter from the shooting at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, I've been fighting for my daughter and for our students. And I won't stop. Sometimes I think it has something to do with the fact that I am a Kohen. We have to keep fighting because the safety of our children and the future of our country depend on whether we honor the true spirit of Hanukkah by staying true to our traditions and to keep on winning. Thank you.
Very special family, and he's a special man, and I witnessed firsthand what he went through, and incredible the way he handled it, and what he's done since is just to make everybody aware of what went on and how we can solve problems is incredible. I just want to thank Andrew for being here and your family. Thank you. Thank you. Miriam, thank you for being here. Sheldon Edelson, thank you very much for being here. Sheldon, thank you both very much. And Brad, thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. It's really nice. I see you in the audience. Have to call you out. Thank you very much for everything you've done and said. I appreciate it very much. And now I'd like to ask Rabbi Friedman to come up and say a blessing while we light the menorah. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Mr. President, my wife and I have been blessed, thank God, with 11 kids who have helped me prepare this message. I hope and I pray to God that it meets its mark so that I have no issues when I get home. My saintly teacher and mentor, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, the Grand Rebbe of Chabad, would always repeat the following simple but important message. Every night of Hanukkah, we add one more candle to the menorah, telling us that the light of the menorah that we lit yesterday is not enough. Tonight, we have to add another candle. We must always continue to grow and increase in all matters of goodness and holiness. Like the menorah, the United States of America continues to be a source of light and a source of hope for God-fearing, freedom-loving people the world over. My father was a Holocaust survivor. He was in Auschwitz. And he would relate that the moment the survivors saw the American soldiers with the flag coming through the gates of the concentration camp, that was the moment that they knew they had survived the war and that the horrible darkness and evil has been distinguished. As mentioned before, having the honor of being the rabbi of the Pollacks, being there the night of the horrific tragedy, spending the night with Andy and his family, I even more appreciate and know the comfort and strength that you, Mr. President, have provided to the Pollack family and to all the victims of the shooting of the MSD High School in Parkland and Coral Springs. Mr. President, may God bless you and give you wisdom and strength so that you can continue leading our country in peace and prosperity. And may God bless the United States of America. Happy Hanukkah. We will now proceed with the lighting of the menorah. I will first say the blessings in English and then in the Hebrew. Blessed are you, Lord of our King, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to kindle the Hanukkah light. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who performed miracles for our forefathers in those days at this time. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoseinu bayamim ha'hem b'azman
All right, folks, thank you very much for joining us and choosing us as your stream of choice. The president right now, hold on, let me show you guys real quick. So there's the president shaking hands with the vice president, as he knows a lot of people that are in the audience today. The president does. So again, thank you so much for choosing us as your stream of choice. This is the second speech that the president did on Hanukkah of today. We had an earlier speech and now this one. So thank you so much for tuning in and choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. If you are new to the channel and you like our coverage, then subscribe and click the notification bell. That way you get notified, hopefully, from YouTube when we go live. If you'd like to get notified directly by us, all you have to do is grab your cell phone and text America First to 555-888. And you'll get notified directly by us here at Golden State Times instead of YouTube. So we encourage you to do that. Also, if you'd like to help out Golden State Times continue operation here on YouTube, the link is in the description below. Thank you so much for your consideration, and I hope that you guys join us tomorrow for more live streams from President Trump. President Trump is going to be delivering a speech to police and law enforcement tomorrow. There's also going to be a State Department press briefing. There might be a White House press briefing, but we're not 100% sure on that because the president is going to be traveling tomorrow. So make sure you guys stay tuned live here at Golden State Times. We're going to be publishing the president's public schedule later on today for tomorrow. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that at goldenstatetimes.com. Again, that's goldenstatetimes.com. That's where we're going to be publishing the president's schedule as we receive it from Press Secretary Sarah Sanders. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Thank you so much for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.